Okay, I don't know. Am I really gonna hit buy? I don't know because you guys are really. Let's see at the end of the video. I was just about to record and I got this comment. ToonSquid any day over this mess of an application. Now that's something. That is something.
A few moments later.
This. This right here is all of the comments you guys sent me. It's some opinion about Procreate Dreams or ToonSquid, and I'm actually gonna reply to all of them. Because some of them are actually questions that I had in my mind. Some of them are actually insightful because I was also trying to like convey how much time it takes to develop some of these applications. And then I'll start from this comment right here. Started from a comment from Dandy. So Dandy said, do you really think Procreate Dreams can replace Procreate? And I was thinking about it even in the video that I made last time. I was like, I'm gonna start with the most familiar spot, which is the draw tool. It kind of looks most related to like the one in Procreate. And I thought about this for a while, and the answer is it depends. Like there's so many tools Procreate Dreams, things Procreate Dreams doesn't do that Procreate does. Like for example, even if I wanted to stick to Procreate, I don't think they have the draw in playback thing where you actually draw and play back some things and so on and so forth. Maybe like specific canvas sizes. I know you actually can, but again, like I said, I started with this Procreate Dreams on my iPad. I didn't try anything else. And then I was forced to download Procreate at some point. So ideally I want to start here. For example, if you can only afford one application, that's fine, because between all these applications you're starting to like get closer to $50. That's not cool, right? Because you kind of want to stick to one. So for me, who started with Procreate Dreams, I may not switch, but you guys are really tempting me to switch to ToonSquid. We'll see. For you guys that do not like Procreate Dreams, what happened? Like, did you start with Procreate Dreams and then you switched to ToonSquid? Because some people have something to say about ToonSquid. And what was the process for you? Are you going to just switch completely? Have you switched completely? Are you still thinking of switching completely? Are you using both? Right? After Dandy sent me a message, there was an interesting response that Dandy had. It says, ToonSquid is likely developed by a primitive, limited engine compared to Procreate Dreams 2, which is future-proof using Apple's Metal. Now, Procreate Dreams doesn't only have a leg over ToonSquid, which is 2D, but it's also 3D. And the 3D paint feature in Procreate is very beneficial because it helps create more realistic lighting and also saves time when animating. Now, I understand this. I see where this person is coming from. Capture inside the sound makes total sense. And what actually resonates with me mostly is this idea that it's primitive, or maybe that's gonna piss some people off. But come on, guys, let's just relax. Okay, so I kind of understand what they're trying to say, where it means that the Procreate Dreams is probably developed to a higher standard, like the way that the creator's CEO was trying to talk about, which takes full advantage of Apple's feature, trying to be optimized on itself. So I kind of get where they're coming from, but even with that, I think based on what I'm hearing about ToonSquid and how they were able to do things, it makes sense that maybe what they've been able to accomplish and the impression that they've been able to put on other people is quite impressive, even if they went through that route. Now, and that also gets me thinking on how much the developers have put time into trying to make Procreate this special place to go to. It's not perfect, and I'm not saying I love it, because I should be using the app every single day, but it's I'm not sure. But maybe there's just other things involved. All right. So then we'll look at this other comment that kind of, I think, adds on to what capture sound says, and it says, and this was a reply to the question that says if it can replace Procreate in the first place. So he goes on to say Procreate and Procreate Dreams are already one application for iPad OS. There's very little distinct differences between having an application open with another application running inside of it. The issues with having all-in-one application is memory limitations, which will leave the majority of users behind that use lower-end iPads. Yes, Procreate is using a newer engine that harnesses Apple's newer Metal API features, but they are mainly for newer, more advanced Apple silicons with plenty of memory/cache. But Apple is supposedly releasing a base iPad with at least A17 and 8 GB of RAM. Now, for people that are not really sure about what this is, it's just like saying Apple's new chips are really fast, and they have this Metal engine that allows you to things to be more efficient, especially if you're. It's another topic. It's another topic, but I get what they're trying to say. But I'm using an iPad 11 generation Air. It's no problem for me there. I kind of understand what Apple's been doing with their new chips and the Metal thing. I like it. I use the M5 new MacBook Pro, not for animation but for different things. And since Procreate is trying to really big themselves and use all the tools that Apple's given them to make sure they're making the best application, it's not easy because it's quite new to an extent, and that's why it probably took a lot of time to develop Procreate Dreams too. That being said, I just think there's a little bit of room to appreciate what the developers are doing, and I'm glad that they're going in this direction. Hopefully at some point it's really easy and it's not that bloated, right? And that's where this new comment came in that says Procreate Dreams, ToonSquid over Procreate Dreams any day. And I kind of really want to know what you guys think. So if there's anything that we should take out of this video, the developers are really trying their best. ToonSquid's developer is amazing, even if they might not actually be using Metal. Just the impression they've put on some people. Also, there's just two sides of the story. I haven't seen the people that defend and Procreate Dreams. If you're there, just come outside and let's see why we should stay. But I'm tempted to get ToonSquid, but I'm not sure if that makes sense. But I really don't want to keep buying tools yet, especially because I already have my own workflow. But if there's enough of people like engaging, I might actually try it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Where are you? Where are all the Procreate Dreams defenders? Because I think I saw someone else who said they were using Procreate Dreams 2 and they switched back to Procreate Dreams 1. I don't know how they did that, but they did. So maybe Procreate users are actually, not feeling the vibe too. So I mean, let me know what you think again. I'm Fealomath. I will be making more things soon. You can check out my storytime animation on my channel. It consists of different stories from different people and all of that. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you for being here. I'm not trying to be a YouTuber. I just want to say, I just want to do things online and create things. All right. So yeah. Bye.